Emutsepe saitani sanda. O saitani sanda. O saitani sanda. O saitani mutsepe saitani sanda. Oh yeah. Hey, oh baby. Hey, oh baby. It's all over. Happy to the Gampelanda team. A culling knockout. The game was between Mamelodi Sundowns and Golden Arrows. Mamelodi Sundowns 5 Golden Arrows. Iqanda. Oh, lokho kusho ukuthi iMamelodi Sundowns idlulela phambili ilandela laphayana iMagesi neMoremo Galliots neStellenbosch. Seku confirmed ukuthi sebekuma semi-final ukuthi ubani omunye ezolandela asazi but esikwaziyo ukuthi this is my views, my expressions. Makuthi uyaqala ujoyina, please do subscribe, utshele nabanye ukuthi sikhona. Mina elami igama uSiboniso Sizo wakwamnikazi Sibongo, angihambi ngedwa njengonjayelo ngiphethe mfana nolwazi. Sayibona.
Good evening Mzansi, this is my views, my expressions. We are doing a review of the last 16 game between Sundowns and against Golden Arrows at Lucas Morepe Stadium, where we saw Sundowns running riots over Golden Arrows by 5 goals to 0.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think the game was nice, but one-sided for the lack of a better word. But I thought it was just a one-sided game. Mamelodi Sundowns was just cruising over Golden Arrows, and they were not fighting back. We didn't see much of the saves from Williams. And how did you make of the game?
I think it was a one-sided game, and Sundowns isheshe the game ngamagoli akorile first half, and then the second half Arrows did come back, but they were not as threatening. Sundowns just absorbed the pressure until they waited for Arrows Ikatale, and then that's when they were able to score the third goal, and then 4th and 5th through Mvala, Olehlabu and Shalulile, and then that was just it.
Well, the return of Mvala there at the back. Mvala, not Mvala. The return of Mvala there at the back.
It's a breath of a fresh air.
Sure.
He's one of those players owenzeka when intense iphutha ngaleyo game leyo, but ipresence yakhe uyayibona.
Sure.
More especially offensively when Sundowns starts the ball from the back. Mvala is always there. He makes clean passes, long passes, higher phambili. He intercepts amabhola. Counter pressing is there. He plays. He makes sure that amabhola awazafika emuva ukuze beze be-attack, and he's got a potential for a goal in set pieces, which is what we saw today.
Yeah.
So he's a breath of fresh air.
So for me, I thought Coach Mangoba coming to this game, the plan was to score more goals.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the back, we only had the 3 at the back. We had Mvala, we had Libusa, and we had Khudzi. No, there was Khudzi.
Oh yeah.
And then up front, there was Utiwane. In front of that back 3.
Yeah.
And if you look carefully, Mokoena was always overlapping.
Yeah.
I think he knew that he's safeguarded at the back by those that we just mentioned.
Yeah.
But that shows that Mokoena was always going to add the number there at the front to try and score more goals.
Yeah, and I think he did exceptionally well there, and he was putting more pressure with Arrows. Ucele is a more of an offensive left back, but today we didn't see much of his overlapping runs today, because he was always worried about Mokoena, and whenever he tried to go forward, Mokoena will always catch him on pace.
Sure.
And it's very difficult to compete with Mokoena when it comes to pace. And
Yeah.
we saw today how influential he was going forward.
On the other side, there was Matthews giving inking to Phillips.
Yeah. When Matthews, Beno Tiwane were giving a lot of stress to Felix. Benga taking trouble. Like Arrows were trying to absorb with pressure, not by game plan but by force, because they always knew if they tried to overlap bazoba nenkinga engakanani.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Sundowns executed themselves very well today.
I did not understand the game plan, Golden Arrows. Maybe was it that we are sitting back, we play low block until kuhambe isikhathi, then we will change if we do not concede, and then we'll start and be offensive. But unfortunately, they conceded early those 2 goals in the first half.
Yeah, I think most of the teams come with that type of a game plan when they play against Sundowns, hoping to not concede early and then pounce on counter attacks to try and get a goal. And unfortunately, if you happen to concede early, you are then now forced to come out and try to equalize, and then that exposes you because you're now opening more spaces at the back, because you might not have pacey players going forward, and then when you go forward and then Sundowns is able to play ball to Ubo Tapelo, Abo Camerones, and this very smart number 10 wabo Lucas Ripero, and then it becomes a problem.
Yeah,
it's better if we are wasn't you don't concede, but if you concede, then you're in big trouble.
Becomes a problem.
Yeah.
And then you look at Moon. They were celebrating. Okay, he got was it 50 caps?
Yeah, 50 caps.
With Golden Arrows. Yeah. But then unfortunately now he sustained an injury, and then he get to be substituted on the very first half.
Yeah, it was sad to see. But I don't know. I thought because Nguse is their preferred number 9. But unfortunately, they started with Moon. I don't know if they wanted to give him the 5th cap. They could have even gave him through a sub, but I think injury, substitution yake was more on injury solely. And then Nguse is a good number 9, a good center forward. I think he did have some good few runs, but unfortunately they didn't have much of the ball, and he was not very influential today.
Second half of the game, Sibona Shalulile coming in. Shalulile hasn't scored a goal in a while, and everybody's been worried about him and his mentality as well. We saw Katetala with Namibia, he couldn't get a goal, and it's clear it just didn't have a good games there. Both home and away, it wasn't entertaining. It wasn't the Shalulile that we know, but he comes in today and he scores a goal.
Yeah, it was a good game for Shalulile, Letlawu and Mvala.
Sure.
Yeah, if I can just put it that way, because for Shalulile, as we are saying, he has been struggling to get goals in ages now. I don't know when last we saw Shalulile scoring a goal, and then today he was brought in, and then he had a few good runs, and then he found himself in a good position to score, which he did. And then Mvala again, a potential of a goal whenever we have set pieces, and then he took advantage today. A very good header, a typical centre back header, and then Nukutlwano. He's an academy boy who's still trying to find his way up to the team.
Sure.
He gets a ball, and then he was very clinical.
Yeah.
He could have even got a praise today, because I think he also had a similar opportunity, but he tried to play it too far, trying to play, trying to bend it in, but unfortunately it was too far. And I think it's a confident booster for all of those 3 players for today.
Personally, I saw ama-saves athanda ukuba maningana from the part of the Golden Arrows, from goalkeeper Mauva.
No.
I thought goalkeeper performed really well, and irrespective of the 5 goals that he conceded, but it could have been more if he wasn't awake as he was.
Yeah, he's a very good goalkeeper. Last season he was at Tuks, and they went on to play playoffs. Unfortunately, they were not able to get promotion through playoffs or an automatic promotion.
Yeah.
And the Arrows in this season, he has been very good for them. And I think even today he had a good game. Unfortunately, there were too many balls that were coming to him.
Sure.
He wasn't going to save all of them. and he did have great saves, but again, Sundowns were able to score those goals.
Well, another person that came in that we haven't seen in a while was Thembi Nkosi. Lorch came in and he had an assist from the corner.
Yeah. In fact, Thembi Nkosi and Mokoena,
Sure.
all those players having had games a lot of time this season, and they came. I think Lorch had a more impact because he was. I mean, he kicked the corner that Mvala scored, and then for Mokoena, there wasn't much to say. We were just happy that he's back, but Heroes was not very intimidating a center. Like, I can't say much about his game, but I was very happy to see him back.
Well, Fethu, it's just about it. Mamelodi Sundowns 5, Golden Arrows, Uganda. This score is similar. I remember, I can't remember the year. Sundowns did the same thing with Arrows, but you remember for the Arrows, we finally MTN 8, was it 2008, where Umanqoba was still coach with Arrows and he won the 5-0 in that final.
Yeah, zenzeka mfethu. Abanye bathola u6.
Oh well. Oh wow. Well, it's ended like that, and that means the Mamelodi Sundowns are through to the semi-finals, calling knockouts, joining Imagesi FC, joining Stellenbosch FC, and Maroma Galliots.
Yeah.
So, thina sisaphusha sisaqhubekela phambili manje sihambe siyobona ukuthi ikhosi lenza kanjani. Wena hlala lapho enjoy. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. From me nomfana wamnikazi uKapela uGcotsi uJabula uMaqoqo uNkomadla Hlangene. We out of here.
Asibonge.